All right. Well, hello, everybody. I wanted to say that we're glad you're tuning in and listening to the video here today. We are talking to Monique Murrow, and she started out on Hire My Mom many years ago and now has her own proofreading business and works with course creators. So I wanted to let her introduce herself and give a little bit of background about who she is and what she does.
Hey guys, hello. Thank you so much, Leslie, for having me here. I'm so excited. I started out on Hire My Mom as a virtual assistant, and now I have my own proofreading business, helping online courses or online course creators edit their online content and review the course for quality. And I have got so much experience proofreading just from being a virtual assistant from Hire My Mom. So I just feel so lucky to have had the experience of working, finding work on Hire My Mom. So thank you again, Leslie. I so appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's always so fun for me to have a job seeker come back as an employer and hire. It's like the ultimate success story for me. It's where I hope that all of our job seekers get to a point where they get enough clients that they have to then hire to help with their own business. So
Exactly.
to learn more. So first of all, just tell us, why do you think it's important for VAs to learn about online courses?
Well, we're kind of in this time now where everything is shifting online. So before, online courses were already online. The online course industry was valued, I think, at 125 billion in 2018, and that was like pre-pandemic. So right now, a lot of people are moving everything online, and not just teachers. People who have brick and mortar businesses who now need to figure out a way to keep the lights on every month, they are transitioning to teaching what they know online. So it's super important right now for virtual assistants to really figure out where they can meet the needs of these business owners who are now shifting their entire lives online. So right now, especially, is a super important time to familiarize yourself with teaching online, because just so many people are doing it right now.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy, unprecedented times we're in. So it's very timely topic.
Yeah.
What do you find online business owners generally need help with when it comes to online courses?
Right. So online business owners tend to feel like they really want to show their students in their courses that they know what they're talking about, that they are professional, that they are authoritative. So it's super, super important for virtual assistants to have taken online courses before, so they know what makes a good course versus a bad course. If you have any experience doing that, you're absolutely golden, I think.
Right. That's good. Very good point. So
Mhm.
tell us just a little bit about some of the course creators you've worked with. What kind of courses?
Right. Yeah. So basically, I've worked with course creators who have digital products, there's one course creator that I worked with who had a sales funnel course. So basically, what you would need to do for these course creators is help them upload their material to the online course, help them review their online course to make sure that it's of top-notch quality. So you'll want to test the links out and really make sure that the links for the students work. And if there's any areas in the course that maybe like aren't as clear, this is something that you could help with and provide expertise on, especially if you have experience taking online courses before. So helping them with uploading their content to their learning platform. You could also help them design any promotion that they have for their online course. Mm-hmm. So design any social media graphics, for instance, proofread their course sales page, proofread their launch emails, all kinds of stuff that you could help with. Virtual assistants already have these skills. So this is like the kind of stuff that online course creators really need help with. So
I know from personal experience, like for instance, on a website or something, so many times you or me as the business owner is so close to the content that we forget that not everybody knows everything that's in our head. We sometimes come from the starting point, well, they already know, and I think we do it unconsciously, they already know X, Y, and Z, when no, they actually don't. So having a fresh set of eyes, to say, hey, you went from point A to point B, but I think there's probably a point in the middle that maybe you left out because it may not make sense to someone brand new to this industry or brand new to this program or whatever it might be. And I've seen that with myself because I we'll send something out or write something, and then I'll have somebody say, but, you need to better explain this. And so I think that's
Right.
another really valuable piece that a VA could offer.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Did we already answer what do VAs need to know about online courses? I think we did. So in your opinion, what elements make up a good online course versus a bad one?
Yeah, so a lot of new course creators don't really understand what makes a good online course from a bad one. They know that they want to teach online, but they're not really sure like what makes a good one from a bad one. In my experience, I think a good online course has elements that provide true value for the student. So it has elements like a welcome area, inviting them into the course, into their course journey and their learning path. It also has areas for support. So students need a lot of support online. And if you're not providing that kind of support to your students, even just letting them know where they can contact you for support, I think is super important. It makes a really good course. Also, when you're providing different areas or different methods for learning, so not just video, but also transcription so they can read it, or just the audio download so they can listen to it on the go. Providing different outlets for them to learn is really important. And also, video and audio quality is also really important, because when you have good video and audio quality, it really lessens any kind of distraction that the learners are going to get while they're learning. And it doesn't have to be super fancy. It doesn't have to be anything like top notch, just so long as it's a quiet, clear environment for students to learn. That's going to be super helpful. And in terms of like what makes a bad course or not so good, it's pretty much the opposite of everything there. If you don't have a lot of areas where students can reach out to you, if you don't have any kind of community for them to get support, if you just kind of throw the videos up there, there's no quizzes, there's no opportunity for them to really help them move forward. Those are the kind of things that kind of make up a not so good course. In addition to, obviously, since I'm a proofreader, typos, grammar, typos, those are just so important, especially for learning. People they want to focus on the learning. They don't want to be distracted by typos here and there, because then it just makes them more confused in general. So, those are really the main things I would say to look out for sure.
Yes. And again, I would agree, because my bachelor's is in journalism. So was all about grammar and punctuation and spelling and all of that. And it somewhat comes natural for me. I think that's one of the reasons I chose that lane, even though I never went into being a journalist. But when it, again, is your content, I get so close to my content. I know what I'm trying to say, but sometimes I leave out a word, or I'll put the wrong word, or the autocorrect will put the wrong word or whatever. So always having another set of eyes is so
Oh
helpful.
yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Totally get that.
Okay, so if a VA is hired by a course creator, what are some ways that they can provide additional value?
Right. So they can provide value by really having, if you have a really good eye for consistency, this is going to be really important, because you're going to be able to see, especially with the course content, if the capitalization is really inconsistent and wonky looking, or if like the colors of each module are somewhat different. Having an eye for, oh, the course title is spelled this way here, but it's not spelled this way here. That could totally confuse students. Having a general eye for consistency is really a great thing, a great way for virtual assistants to provide value. And also having an ear for consistency. So like if you take an online course and in one part of the course, the course creator is talking about, oh, in summary, we discussed this. And then in the next lesson or the next module and after that, they never talk about summarizing any of their content. Being able to listen out for those just inconsistencies, or even listening out for inconsistencies in volume, like in the video, like say the volume is kind of low in the beginning and then it's high later, these are some ways, like you don't need a degree to help someone with an online course, it's just having an eye for consistency. And, that can be really important. It's almost like editing a book or something, just being able to know when something is off. And then, of course, just really understanding what makes a good course from a bad one, because if you, like I said, if you take online courses, you know kind of what makes a good one and a bad one. And if you know that, like say you don't have any experience like reviewing online courses or anything, but the online business owner is like, hey, I want you to check out my course, make sure it's good. You probably already know a good one from a bad one if you've taken online courses. So that is a definite way to add value. And just some of the stuff I've mentioned today, like you take away from that and be like, oh yeah, I kind of have a general idea what makes a good one or a bad one. That is going to be super valuable to any online business owner who is looking for help with their online course.
Yes. And we know that today, reviews are so important to a business. And if your course is being reviewed anywhere online, I could see how these tips and these tools that a VA could provide could take it from a 3 or 4 star to a 5-star review when it is,
Yes.
all wrapped up beautifully with a bow instead of just kind of done. It's got some good content, but it's just not 100%.
Right, right. And I've seen that too with, I've spoken to course creators who are like, oh my gosh, like I created this course and I put everything into it and I really created it the way that I thought the students wanted it, but they're leaving bad reviews and I just don't understand why. And, sometimes that's why it's so important to get another set of eyes, because we don't see like what the course looks like to our intended market. We're so in it.
Yes, exactly. I agree. Okay, so why would some of these things that you've talked about be important to an online business owner with the course?
Right. So online business owners want success with their online course. They don't create a course just for fun. I mean, they create it obviously because they want to have impact. They also want to see like some sort of long-term success with it. And you won't see any long-term success with an online course if it's not a good course. You might be able to get some sales from Facebook ads every now and then and be so happy about it. But if your course isn't good, it's just not going to hold up long-term. So online business owners who are creating online courses, it's super valuable to them to be able to hire someone that could help them see long-term success with their online course. The market right now with course creation is so saturated. There's probably a course created every 2 minutes, I would say.
That same.
Yeah. So students now are really picky. Like they won't sign up for just anything. Even if you think your course is pretty good, it needs to stand out. And the best way that this course can stand out is if it's good, because it's getting a lot of referrals. It's got a lot of testimonials, case studies, all that stuff. Like if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, I need this course. They're just a lot more picky. So it's hard to stand out. So if you have an interview, let's say with an online business owner who has an online course, just be like, this is important for you. You need to be able to provide value, and I can help you do that, because students are just very picky these days.
Because the better the course, the more likely people are going to talk about it, and the word of mouth referrals are, golden.
Exactly. Right on the nose.
Okay, so are there any tools or programs virtual assistants should learn or be familiar with in order to be of value to businesses that have online courses?
Yes, and my top 2 are free, and my favorite, which are Teachable and Thinkific. Those 2 are online course platforms that are very popular, and you can sign up with a free account and just play around in there. You can create a fake course. You can just add PDFs, videos, whatever you want. And if you play around in there enough, you can confidently say, oh yeah, I'm familiar with the back end of these course platforms. And there's probably others that allow you to do this as well. I'm not sure if things like course platforms like Kajabi, I know that one's a little pricey. I'm not sure if that one you can, but I know for sure that I've played around in Teachable and Thinkific, and those are really great tools to learn on. And then also if you're familiar with WordPress, you can upload something to like a learning management platform, because WordPress, you're uploading things and you're inputting content into a content management system. So if you have experience with things like WordPress, that's a good one. If you don't, that's a good one to learn too. And then also, I forget the other one I wanted to share. I forgot the third one, or the next one, but yeah, definitely play around with online platforms, because those ones, if you can say to people, I know how to work on the back end of those, that's going to be really helpful.
Yes, I agree. So if they're free platforms, how do they make money? Like Teachable, are they charging a percentage of sales once the course is created?
They are, and there's elements in the course that you don't have access to unless you upgrade. So if you want to provide a better experience for your students, you have to upgrade.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a basic
Yeah.
plan if you go free.
Okay, one more question I had was, where can virtual assistants learn more about serving business owners who need help with their online courses?
Yeah, so my recommendation would be start taking courses on Udemy. Udemy is a really great area to get some training in things like online courses. Even if you're not interested in creating an online course, Udemy has um, classes on how to create one, just so you can know what the course creator is going through.
Yes.
And then also, if you learn about video, I know course creators kind of struggle with video, just getting it quality, getting it right. If you took any courses there, they can range from like 10 to 30 bucks or something like that. Just to be familiar with video, I think would be really helpful. And then just read the blogs for Teachable, Thinkific, Kajabi. There's so much free information out there about online courses and what makes them good and bad. Those would be really helpful. And I also have a course review framework that I use to review courses. That's going to be linked here. That's free. And that is something too, like if you go to the course creator, you can have a checklist of things that you already know that you want to help with and check in the online course. So, and then also Facebook groups, that's another big one. Facebook groups for course creators. So all those platforms like Thinkific, Teachable, they all have free Facebook groups that you can join. You don't even have to have their service to join it. And that's a great way to free way to learn about what course creators are struggling with and all that jazz, so that you can really understand like what the online business owner might be going through as a course creator.
Yeah. That's awesome. Some great tips and insight there. One question I had, when you talked about learning more about video, in what regard? Is it like video editing or?
I would
What?
say, yeah, video editing, but also feeling confident on video. I feel like sometimes people can struggle with that.
Yes.
And also how to maybe, talk to video with one of those, what are they called when it has teleprompter? When it like on the screen, confidently talking to video, how to set up a teleprompter and read from it, or, things like that. These are what the course creators are going through. And yes, like how to find a good camera or a cheap camera for your video to make it look like good quality. There's also stuff about how to get the right lighting, how to get the right microphone, that kind of training you can definitely find on Udemy. I've taken courses in that stuff, and it's very valuable, I would say, for course creators.
Very good. Lots to learn in this niche.
I know, it's crazy.
So do you only work with course creators now, or do you have?
Right now I do both. I'm still doing just basic proofreading on the side, and then also working with course creators, hoping to transition fully to course creators, but I'm doing a little bit of both at the moment.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all this and insights and experience that you've gotten. Is there anything else that you think you wanted to share that we kind of didn't cover?
I would just say, if anything, if you're working with a course creator, just and trying to figure out like what's the best for online courses, just think about the student. That's the main thing. That's the main reason why I got into this, because I really value learning, and I really am doing this more so that the student has a good experience. So if you're ever in doubt of like, I don't know too much about online courses, just think about what the student wants. And that is like the main way to be, I would say, more successful with an online course, or even just successful with helping someone with an online course. So focus on the student.
Always keep that end person in mind, who you're helping and what they need.
Exactly.
And I think you have a free resource. Is that right?
I do. Yeah. So I have a course review framework. It is a long checklist, but it's in Google Sheets. It's a free framework that you can use on any course. If you ever are hired by someone who has a course, use it to make sure that the course is good. I'm sure the course creator would love your feedback, even if they don't ask for it. If something's wrong in the course, I'm sure they'd love to hear it. So yeah, it's a course review framework that I use to review online courses. and I'm sure it'll be linked somewhere below the video.
Yes, we'll link it in the comments so that anyone who wants it can get access to that.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lesley. This was so fun.
Thank you. It was so fun to learn more about what you do, and all the tips I'm sure will be very helpful to VAs that are interested in going in this direction.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.